that's one mistake I probably will never make. But look at that much if I do.
Hi, Alexa. Happy New Year.
I don't tell them that.
Hi, Arlene. The others are at Janet's. They'll be here in a minute. Oh, my gosh. Are you enjoying your break, Alexa? Do you feel better? Weren't you sick right before we got out from school? All right, I'm gonna leave the camera there. They should all be over there from there in a minute. They were finishing the drawing at Janet's house. I'm gonna move that for a minute. Hi, Debbie. Me too. Well, it was, yeah. It was 5:45 for me. And now it's almost 1 o'clock. Hey, Joycey. Hi, Deb. All right, so I'm just going to do the second girl out of that I prepared for the Jigsaw, and it's the idea came from this book. If you're bored with watercolor, read this book. And she calls it Jigsaw, is the method that she refers to it as. I would call it paper piecing. I took a magazine ad and graphite and put my image on watercolor paper. And I'm going to use a combination of watercolor on the paper and jelly prints that are with acrylic. So these are just jelly prints from my drawer. And I already picked out her clothes. And I also went ahead and started, before I knew I was going to stream, I have her face in. And I have put a little bit of the base coat of the back of the car. I want that to dry before I go to the window. I know that I want the car to be a new burgundy I got from M. Graham. So I want to put a base coat of this. And let that kind of dry. I'm going to turn it real quick. And I'm going to look at my photo reference just to make sure that I'm getting the parts that are red. This car is kind of a platinum color. Wow, 47. I didn't know if we'd have that many this late. In years past, this late, it has really dwindled down. So I wasn't sure. So those of you that are staying up late, that are not West Coast people, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm up late usually anyways. Bob is asleep. He didn't even make it to midnight because he went bike riding earlier. So. Okay, and then this. Yeah, when we first found out that Marie couldn't stream due to her surgery on her shoulder, she had or damage to her rotary cuff on her shoulder. I told Jean that I would stream again if she needed. And Jen was going to stream from Australia, but she had a family emergency. Hopefully everything's okay. And right, and we'll add some more to that red later. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set her to the side for just a minute. And I'm going to use her as a pattern, and I'm going to cut out the coat, and I'm going to cut it out in probably about 3 pieces. I'm not going to worry about her hair. And I'm just going to fussy cut. The pieces here. I'm going to trim that just a little bit. It got away from me. All right, and I'll keep those pieces for right now. And I'm just going to lay it on the girl just to make sure. Okay. Hi, Josie. Let me cut this, and then I'll stop and sort of say hello to everybody who's come in. Tay-Tay is on a tear right now. Right, and I'm going to put that piece there. And that piece there. So that gets the coat. All right, let's see. Let me back chat up. So I know I've already said hello to Debbie, Alexa, Arlene, Susan, Debbie Reddick, Joycey, Deb, Lena, Jean, Heather, Norma, Eileen, I can't believe you're still here. Catherine, Susan, Sandy. Cheryl. Cindy Lou Who. I miss you. You and Jennifer need to drop in at streams more often. Carol. Glenda. Marion. Greatheart. Lauren. Or Laura, sorry. Dawn. Josie. Lynn. Katina. Kim K. Welcome, everyone. All right. If I didn't call your name or didn't see you, welcome, welcome. Have a great New Year's. Once I get into this, sometimes it's hard for me to see chat because I get distracted painting. All right, so I'm going to cut that off. We'll do her jeans now. I'm not going to worry about her feet because we'll just paint those in. The shoes. All right, and then I'm going to cut up this leg so I can cut out this little dark spot in here. All right, jeans are done. This one's a little easier to cut than the one earlier tonight. I would show you the one from earlier tonight, but I already have her in the envelope ready to mail. All right, so then I'm going to use a piece of paper, music paper with magicals on it, and I want some of this cool stainage. And I am not going to worry about her hair or her belt. We'll add those back over the shirt. Okay. So I think that's it for the paper on this one. All right, so before we put the paper on, I'm going to move it to the side. For the moment. And I'm going to grab some watercolor in these general colors and just put a light wash in case my paper is not cut perfect. Now you wouldn't have to do this in watercolor. You could do it in marker. You could do it in colored pencil. acrylic, any medium really. I'm using jelly printed papers. The book suggests watercolor papers. My only thing about that is they're gonna move the watercolors when you go to glue them down. So that can be a challenge. All right, there's a little bit right back here that is actually the inside of the coat that I'm just going to color in dark. And I'm also going to put in an illusion of a shadow and the tire in here, in this area. And I'm not going to worry about it in great detail. Just that's what sort of would be in that area. And when I have this gray out, I am going to put gray where I have the silver going. And then we'll put a metallic on top of it. Okay. This is all window. And I'm going to grab some blue and some gray. And put kind of a wash. A blue gray in there for the window. And then we'll worry about that later. We'll come back to it and work on it some more. There's some background shown through some of that. Window. So I'll just add some kind of green to that window area. All right, and then I'm going to go to like an ochre color for her jacket. Turn this real quick. All right, do I have any mods that are here? Button. I'm going to make you a moderator, okay? Yeah. I just made Button a moderator. Thanks, Button. Normally I have several. Josie, I'm going to mod you too that way. Because it is later at night. Thanks, guys. I don't normally have trolls. But it is New Year's Eve. So I'm sure they're allowed to stay up late. I detected a little facetiousness there in that some of those comments too, huh? All right. We'll do the shirt. If you just click on the three buttons. Hi, Janet. Nikki did good with all of that everybody was throwing at her. And I think I'm going to add this color into the hair as well. To start with. Yeah, there were a lot of good ideas. I'm going to dry this real quick. Hi, Nancy. All right. So now I'm going to take matte Mod Podge, and I use Mod Podge, but I go through this like fast. So, and I usually coat with varnish if I'm leaving it on the surface. All right, so we're going to start with the first big piece of the coat. I'm going to apply some pressure to that because this is a heavier cardstock. And then I'm going to put the shirt on. Actually, I'm gonna pick that up just a little bit for a minute. Okay. And I think I'll glue the pants on next. Hi, Dusty. And I got a little bit of a wrinkle in there. And they're just a hair too long. So I'm just trimmed that a little bit there. I think this time around, I am going to add some gel medium on the top of these paper layers. And I think I'm going to use the Pip pens in some places. Instead of the watercolor on the clothes. It'll be easier with the hair too. And it's not going to move. So I'm not worried about it. Bleeding, or that's why I like using the jelly prints, because they're already even going to put some on the hair right there. and her face and hand. And down on his feet here. Good. And I feel like there's air trapped in these paper behind the pants, so give me a more secure. All right, so I'm gonna put the glue up. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat gun on real quick. Oh, I'm gonna let that dry a little more. Yeah, I took a magazine image to work with and cut it apart. You could use a coloring book page, would work really well. I'm gonna work on some of the car. I'm gonna add some more. I think I'm going to add some brighter red too. You could take a sewing, an image from like a sewing pattern. You could take a photograph of like someone in your family with this technique. And you can buy graphite paper and sheets. Or you can do what Shauna does a lot of times is we'll add pencil to the back of the paper so that she can flip it over, and especially if you do your own drawing. You want to use an original drawing, you can do that. I just prefer buying the graphite paper than scribbling out. Okay. And I want that hood a little darker and all right, we'll let that dry. Yeah, and I use my graphite paper over and over. I am going to use my handmade silver that I made. For the metallic. I am going to go in with a Zig clean marker and hit some of these lines. In the grill. Okay, and then I'll go underneath this wiper again. Where this dash is. And I'm going to take a lighter gray marker. These lights have some, that's a dark gray. That's not what I want. Just a second. Gray, brown. There's a light gray. These lights have some like shadows in the glass. I also think I'm going to put some, there's some shadows in the window, and I want that darker gray again. And that's the back window, so I'll let it be a little darker. Okay, I think that kind of works. I think the window's down here. All right, that silver's gonna work now. I think I want a smaller brush. Get that shimmer everywhere. Okay. Block that a little bit. All right, then I have some darker, like a gunmetal. We'll add in some areas and then soften. All right, and then I'm gonna put some of that sparkle up in there. I'm gonna go to the darker again. All right, now I'm gonna go to this kind of, oh, it's almost like a white. Pretty much just glitter, but there's a little bit of white. And I'm going to put that on the headlights. And I'm going to put it on the window. And turn that upside down. On this part of the window, I'm going to add a little blue in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of that green because there's some places that all right. All right, and I have kind of a burgundy. It's the same color that Lena was using today, and I'm going to add that in on the card to give it a metallic feel. And we'll let that dry, and we'll come back to that. And I'm going to put that darker gunmetal in here just to okay, that makes the whole car pretty metallic. I'm going to put the metallics away. I'm going to put the tray of watercolors away. All right. Get rid of the watercolor brushes. We'll use some of the zigs on the car in just a minute again. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Colleen Robinson. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. All right, some hair colors. Coat. Let me go back and check chat and see if there's anything for me. All right. I need skin color. That's what I'm looking for. cinnamon. Push. Okay, I think that's it for a few minutes. All right, I'm going to start by putting a layer on her shoes and let that dry. Now this is over the gel medium. These are Faber-Castell Pip markers, and they work just like any marker on paper. But over gel medium, you have some time to blend and work with them, which is how I use them. There's not a lot of skin on this girl, so. And if you get it too dark, you have some time to blend it back with a lighter color or take it out completely with a baby white. And I'm just trying to do a suggestion of a nose. That's probably good on her face. Okay. And I'm going to take my pieces from the magazine to kind of get my reference. I want to cut some shading in there before I add those lines. And I can kind of use these lines to create movement in the fabric. All right, I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to come in with, let me move you in 1 or 2 clicks, maybe. Thank you, Catherine. And I'll just have to kind of move it around as I work on it. All right, I'm going to attempt to put in her belt. Which is right here. Oh, I know what I didn't get. I didn't get a denim color. Okay, and then I'm going to take the denim. and put a belt loop. Let's work on the jeans for a minute. And usually when I need to clean my markers off, if I touch one color to another, it will pollute them. And I tend to go to the edges and then pull. And if I'm not sure about a placement, you can take your pattern. Like I can cut this up the leg and lay it on there. And fold that back to help me get my line. I'm going to flip it over. Okay. You can take a wet baby wipe if you decide that your line's too heavy and you need to lighten it. And I'll come in with the creases in just a minute. I'm just trying to get the basic pant in. Okay. Christy Tomlinson is where I got this idea from originally when she was doing videos and she was doing all the sheet art. And she wasn't doing it necessarily to the detail that I was. But that's where I started playing with the idea of painting with these markers. But like I said, you do have to do it over gel medium. And this is India ink, so it's permanent when it's dry. I'm going to stick a little right here. There's some of her coat showing through. But I didn't have that there. Okay, now we need to do the coat. This is the inside, so I'm going to make it, this is the lining. So I'm going to darken that and let it sit for a minute. But there's a lighter area, so I want to. Okay, we'll let that kind of sit for a few minutes and we'll work. Up here. And again, there's some lining in here. That's visible. And there's a darker area. Okay, so that puts that side in. Hi, Jane. Hi, Galena. Yeah, we're just a couple minutes away from West Coast, right? West Coast. 3 minutes away from the West Coast. Happy New Year. I have been up since it's almost 2 here, and I've been up since 5:45 watching streams. So I am probably not the most reliable. Tay Tay. Come in here. You really shouldn't do all that noise making. You want to come up here and say Happy New Year? Come here, Tay Tay. I don't know. She may have left the building. Tay Tay. Let's see if she'll come up here. Give Mom a break. Come up here. I want to say hi to everybody and Happy New Year. Say Happy New Year. We got the camera zoomed in awful close, don't we, Mama? Tay Tay's wishing everybody a Happy New Year. She doesn't know why Mommy is up this late. Do you, Miss Tay Tay? You don't know why Mommy is up this late. You wish all the Fibs a Happy New Year. All right. Don't steal any laundry. She likes to steal laundry. Okay, we're going to go back to the jacket. We're getting there. Okay. I'm pretty happy with most of the jacket. She has participated in most of the streams by laying on my lap. Except for when Dad was cleaning the garage. She likes when we watch streams. She's not real wild about when I stream. Because then she can't be in my lap. Because she is a lap kitty. I don't know how that's. Okay, I am going to pronounce the jacket done. Now we need hair. I'm going to clean my fingers off real quick with a baby wipe. Before I do her hair, I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to move some markers. Keep my browns. I'm going to put in a little bit of her face and darken some of those lines on the car. Three. I'm looking for a small. There's a 5. Three. There's a 1. I think that 1 works. So these are precision pins by American Craft. And you can get like a 1, a 5, a 3, and an 8, like in a 5-pack. All right, I'm going to put in an eyebrow. Put a little suggestion of an eyelash on that 1. Put in some darker lips. I'm going to blend some of that. Okay. Some of this you guys can't see up close because it's just too hard to film it. And a lot of times what I do is I have a cream that I like. And it's in a script, which is a really tiny pit. And so sometimes I'll add just a little color. Her eye is so small that you can't even see that. All right, I'm going to get the tiny white paint pen. I can touch. Just a little bit in her eye. Not a lot. All right. We'll sign it. The first piece of 2019. I signed my last piece today and my first piece today for this year. You're on stream today. Hi, Darcy. I have thrown more markers on the floor today. All right. So I need to add her hair in. I'm going to start with a brown. I'm going to have to turn it sideways so I can see. All right, then I'm going to come in with kind of a lighter brown in a couple places. Actually, the lighter brown is working just fine. I'm in the darker. All right, now I need to add that hair that is some hair over her shirt. There wasn't really on this side, but I like it better. Okay. And I think I need to darken the let's go just around those shoes just to kind of get rid of that graphite line. All right, let me get rid of the pit markers. I'm going to back the camera back out. I'll hold it up close so you can see. We're going to go with the clean marker and the watercolor. And darken some of the car lines. I'll take a damp brush and just soften this one right here. Not too much because I don't want to. Okay. Darken that. Darken that there. Darken the steering wheel. And I'm going to put some of that upholstery line back in. It's supposed to give that look of just darkening some of the edges. To give it a more rounded. Okay, I think. Other than I want to darken a little bit in the headlights again. Okay, so there's her face and hair. This probably needs to be shadowed a little more. Oh, I think she's done. Let's get the heat gun out. Put just a little highlight in her hair there. And a little highlight on the car. All right. And I'm just heating this so it doesn't tear the paper. All right. It's done. All right, I have a little bit of time left, so let me get my phone to pull up random.org. We are going to do 1 to 50, one number only. Don't put in a number until I put go. Person who is closest without going over. So we're going to go 1 to 50. Closest without going over. Go, go, go. I'm going to wait and let numbers kind of come to a stop. Let everybody get a number in. 1 to 50. One number. Person is closest without going over. Hi, Norma. I don't know if I said her hi to you. And hi, Faithfulness. Hi, Terry. I didn't see you come in either. Hi, Lucy. And Arlene. Hi, Carrie Ann. It's hard when I start painting because I get so focused on that and it's hard to see the chat. All right, it seems to have stopped. Or we're going to say stop. All right, so I have it set. Let me pull it up so you can see. I have it set for 1 to 50. First person closest without going over. The number is 8. So I see an 8 right on the money, but let me go up. Joycey had 7, but Faithfulness had 8. Faithfulness had 8. So it's Faithfulness. All right, let me put my email in, and if you will email me. I am going to the post office on Wednesday when the post office opens back up after the holiday, and I will mail her. She will not be in a mat. I'm going to put her in a empty paper thing. So let's pull out. The girls from the magazine are so tall. They don't go by 10 cut opening. You need to find a mat with a 9 by 12 cut opening. So it'll be like, you might find an 11 by 14 with a 9 by 12 opening, or you might find a 16 by 20 with a 9 by 12 opening. So, but I'll put her in this so she won't get bent in the envelope. And I'll write down the measurements that you want to kind of think about for the mat. You can also just have a mat cut to a 9 by 12 in whatever size you want for the frame. Stick to a traditional size, and it'll be, but it has to be in a matte because of the watercolor. I'm going to also put another coat of gel medium on top of her so nothing can scratch off. Actually, this one I might be able to put a coat of gel medium everywhere. Possibly. All right, so that pretty much finishes it for me. I'm a little early. Welcome, Lena. We speak English here, but you are welcome. We don't have a way to translate. If you'll email me, then I'll address everything and send it. But if you would please email me, that'd be great. And then I can address it tomorrow and get it all ready because I have like 4 packages to take to the post office now on Wednesday. So I'm going to clean up here and then hop on over. We've got about, I don't know when Joycey will start. Joycey is next. No problem. Thank you, Lena. I probably follow Lena on Instagram. Yeah, Joycey's time is not really supposed to start until, well, 3:45 Eastern time. Thank you, Susan. What is whose name on YouTube? My name on YouTube is Debbie. Oh, no, Joycey. It is, help me out, Jean. I have, can you get the link, Jean? Oh, see, and I would have said it was the Frugal Eclectic or what it was on Ustream because I just have it bookmarked and notified. Oh, thank you, Josie. It's a fun way to use the pip markers if you have them. That's what I do on a lot of my pours, Norma, is after it's all cleaned, I put a coat of gel medium, Mod Podge for me, and I put a girl on like this or a subject matter on this, and I paint them in with the pip pens. And that's what I do on a lot of my acrylic pours. Vintage Girls is what I used to do all the time. And then I ended up hanging out at Dee Dee's and being challenged to stretch and use colored pencil and do portraits and pet portraits and animals. And then I started back into watercolor. And if you don't follow me, I do bunnies that are themed, that are watercolor and collage. But most of my work includes some kind of jelly print collage a lot of times. Thank you, Nancy. I stream on Saturdays after Shauna, usually about 4 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. So we'd love to have you join us, those of you that are new to my stream. Yeah, jumping from stream to stream is fun. Yeah, I use colored pencils over the craft paint. And I love it because I don't get those white holidays. I don't do colored pencil work like in coloring books, but I'll use craft paint and then do my colored pencil over that. And I kind of use my medium tone color, and then I can go light and dark on that. And you know, it's New Year's Eve and a lot of people get on, especially across the U.S. I always miss Heather's streams because she's upside down from us and she misses ours because our time. All right, Jean has put the link for Joycey, so I'm going to go ahead and end and sign off. We have about 10 to 20 minutes before Joycey starts. She's a lot of fun. I don't know what she's going to do tonight. There's no telling. She has a surprise for us. But thank you for hanging out with me twice today. And I'll see you at Joycey's. We got Joycey, and she's going to wind it up and finish it up for us, I think.